Some of the loneliest people you will ever meet are not sitting alone in dark rooms. They are laughing in group chats. They are attending birthdays. They are surrounded and still disconnected. And then there is another group, quiet, often misunderstood, often judged. People with no friends, not few friends, not busy friends, but no one they can call and say, "I need you." Today, we are not here to diagnose, ridicule, or romanticize them. We are here to understand them. Because when you truly understand the psychology of people with no friends, you begin to understand something much deeper: how humans bond, how trust is broken, and how the mind adapts when connection feels unsafe. This is not a story about weakness. This is a story about adaptation. Psychologically speaking, having no friends does not simply mean being alone. It means the absence of reciprocal emotional bonds, relationships where vulnerability is safe, mutual, and consistent. Some people with no friends are highly social at work. Some speak confidently in public. Some are charming. But friendship requires something deeper than interaction. It requires emotional availability, trust built over time, the willingness to be seen without armor. When those conditions feel dangerous, the mind makes a decision. It chooses solitude, not as a failure, but as protection. Most people with no friends did not choose this path suddenly. It often begins early. A childhood where emotions were ignored, vulnerability was punished, trust was broken repeatedly. The child learns a quiet lesson. Connection hurts more than distance, so the nervous system adapts. The brain becomes vigilant. The heart becomes guarded. The person becomes self-reliant too early. By adulthood, they are not socially unskilled. They are emotionally cautious. Hyperindependence as a trauma response. One of the most misunderstood traits of people with no friends is hyperindependence. They say things like, "I don't need anyone. I prefer my own company." People are disappointing, but psychology tells us something important. Hyperindependence is not confidence. It is learned self-containment. It forms when relying on others once felt unsafe, so the person becomes highly self-sufficient, emotionally private, resistant to asking for help, not because they don't want connection, but because they don't trust it. Social fatigue and emotional overload. Another key trait is social exhaustion. People with no friends often find social interaction draining, not energizing. Why? Because they are constantly monitoring what to say, how to appear, what not to reveal. This constant self-regulation consumes mental energy. They are not relaxed in connection. They are performing safety, so solitude feels calmer, predictable, controlled. And over time, the brain associates peace with being alone. Contrary to stereotypes, many people with no friends have rich inner worlds. They think deeply, they observe closely, they feel intensely but privately. They often analyze conversations afterward, replay moments of perceived rejection, carry unspoken emotional complexity. They are not empty, they are contained, and containment becomes isolation when expression feels unsafe. At the core of friendship is trust. And for many people with no friends, trust has been damaged, sometimes subtly, sometimes profoundly. Broken confidences, emotional invalidation, conditional acceptance. Each experience teaches the mind. Closeness costs too much, so the psyche does something intelligent. It limits exposure. No friends becomes a risk management strategy. Another psychological layer is shame. Not loud shame, quiet shame. The awareness of being different. The feeling of not fitting social norms, the pressure to explain why one is alone. This creates a paradox, wanting connection, avoiding situations that highlight the absence of it. So withdrawal deepens, not from lack of desire, but from self-protection. Let us dismantle a harmful belief. People with no friends are not defective. They are not broken. They are not unlovable. They are often people whose nervous systems learned early that distance equals safety. Psychology does not ask, "What's wrong with you?" It asks, "What happened to you?" And when you ask that question, compassion replaces judgment. Over time, solitude can become identity. I'm just a loner. I work better alone. I don't do friendships. Identity provides certainty, but it can also become a cage. The mind adapts so well to aloneness that the idea of closeness feels foreign, even threatening. This is not stubbornness. It is adaptation taken too far. Here is an important psychological truth. Healing does not begin by forcing friendships. It begins by rebuilding emotional safety through self-understanding, gradual trust, low-pressure connection. The goal is not many friends. The goal is one safe connection. Quality rewires the brain faster than quantity. Let me leave you with this. People with no friends are not failures of society. They are mirrors of it. They show us what happens when emotional safety is rare, vulnerability is punished, independence is praised, but connection is neglected. Their psychology is not a warning sign. It is a message that humans do not withdraw because they hate connection. They withdraw because they were taught it was unsafe. And understanding that is where real connection begins.